What's happening, everyone? Nicky here, West Ham Fan TV, back once again with another Friday night pint. It's a special Friday night pint because it's the first Friday night pint before the season starts. Hey. How you all been? See you yesterday, Scott. You ain't got an answer.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, all's well, mate. All's well's my end. How's you?
Yeah, good. I've been busy this week. Busy at work. So
makes a change.
Yeah, at least I've got a job.
I'm only joking, mate.
That's the main thing, having a job, mate. It's difficult time still in it at the minute, so it's good to have a job.
I hope everyone in the chat is well. What you been up to this week before we get onto the footy?
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 Nothing, mate. Just same as usual. Work, rest, game shows. And
he lost this week.
Reading up and down about West Ham.
That was a cheat, I'm telling you.
Yeah, if I'd have won that round, he'd have done an extra 2 rounds just to get me out. He didn't want me back next week, but that's all right. You know, I made it through to the final.
I felt like the most important fucking audience member going. I never got a go, I don't think.
Yeah, you just got put in your place, sunshine. When you come into the game,
all I kept on saying is S.
Yeah, that's what he kept doing. He kept looking at S. There wasn't even S on the board.
We've done S. With S.
Oh, fucking hell. That was good. It was a good laugh. I enjoy Russ's channel. I love all his My 11s and the game shows are good. It's good, like how he does it. And you need to get on there, Scott.
Yeah, no, he's messaged me about it. I'm just trying to fit it
in. I think he's got the Chase coming up soon. That's a good one. That's gutted. I missed out on that one because I love the Chase.
Yeah, no, he has messaged me about coming on, but it's just trying to fit it in. It's hard to fit in the time, especially when we've got, we're doing our stuff as well. It's really difficult.
That's right. We're mate time, Scott.
Oh, don't worry. I've said to him, I've got to message him this weekend and sort the day out with him. So, be good.
Hello, once again, hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us tonight. Everyone on Facebook and Twitter, get involved in the conversation. We're going to be chatting for a little while. We'll take your comments afterwards. And then obviously we do ask us anything. I'm going to say this is going to be the last of this 2-hour format or hour and a half format because we're going to have to reduce it down now that the content's got to be put out for the new season. So it will be coming back. Sometimes it may be on Thursday. It might revert back to Thursdays now because we've got, Saturday we're going to be working all day and everything else. We're launching a new Patreon show, which is a Thames Ironworks Breakfast Club, which is debuting tomorrow. It's been me, one other, and a guest. Then we're doing the drinks. Then we're doing the fams. Then we're doing the post-match pints. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Well, it doesn't look like it, does it? Because it looks like we're going to go back into lockdown again. Nobody knows, but we was hoping to get back to being together and watching the games and doing post-match pints and all that. But we'll keep that in your diary because that's going to come sooner rather than later, I'm sure. What we got tonight? Did you see? I want to say, did any of you renew?
Yes.
Yeah, but I've done the 30% option because it gives me a bit more time longer to sort of think about it. Because I know people are going to say, "Oh, but you're supporting the board and all that by renewing." I'm not supporting the board at all. I'm supporting my football club. I'm supporting my football team, and I don't think me not renewing. I don't think 550 quid is going to damage Gold & Sullivan's pockets, are they? So it was a tough decision. It's the hardest I've ever thought about it. And I'll be honest with you, I was close to not doing it, but obviously they released tonight that they've extended it as well. So that'd have given me I'd have got past 5 o'clock tonight and thought, yes, I've done it. And then they'd said, no, you got till Wednesday now. But bollocks. But yeah, it's a tough one. But look, I'm here to support my football team at the end of the day, West Ham.
The extension on the day is to help the many West Ham fans that are stuck on the phones. Listen, they've had from the end of last season, the day after to now. The reason that date's been extended is because I've seen the bald fucking mouthpieces releasing polls, and more are saying they haven't renewed than renewed. That's the reason why they've extended that deadline. They are fucking shitting themselves.
I was working with a mate of my nephews, and there's quite a big group of them that go together. And he said out of their group, only one guy had renewed. All the others were thinking about not renewing.
I know someone in the family who had 5 season tickets and they haven't renewed. And it's sad. It's sad that there's so many people that ain't renewing. And there's people that said they weren't going to renew that I see come out today and say they have renewed, because you get to that point and you've got to make that decision that you got to fear. I know there's not 50,000 people on the waiting list. We know that, but you could risk losing your season ticket. And I think it would have been a lot easier for me to say, no, I'm not going to know if we didn't do this channel, because if we're doing this channel, we really have to be at games when we can be at the games, do what we do. So that was a big decision as well. That was a big part of it.
Go on, Scott.
The thing is I look at it this way, is that I said before on this show where it's the downside of being a fan of the club that we have to line their pockets with our money. But I was having a conversation with Graham the other day, and I'm going to be, all being well, I'm going to be around a lot longer than what Gold and Sullivan are being owners of our club. And my opinion is I don't think I should miss out on watching my football team that I support just because of them 3 or them 2 idiots are running it into the ground. You know, we've always said if we're in the conference, we'll still go and watch the football because we support the team. You know, it's nothing to do with Gold and Sullivan. It's really unfortunate that for me to watch the team that I love and I'm passionate about, I have to put money in the club.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to go. I want to go watch football.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We all sat there and we don't want to do it because of obvious reasons. But when you look at it, it is our football team, and we've done it since we was little kids. And as I said, it was probably the closest I've ever come to not renewing, but I have. And another one as well is obviously this could be Mark Noble's last season in a West Ham shirt. So, as people know, you know, I love Marky Nobes and I want to be there. Hopefully, I can be there at some point this season to see if it is his last season.
I've done the 30%, and the reason I've done the 30%, I'll be honest with you, the reason I've done it is because I'm not comfortable going back. There are vulnerable people in my family. I can't be bringing backwards and forwards, you know, any viruses or any lurgies that I pick up. That, again, you know, it's for me, it's not the way I want to watch football. And I've got, and you know, they added that option, so I didn't have to pay it all up front. I still think it's farcical that you have to put quarter of money down, to be quite honest with you. But
it basically secures your season ticket for next year, didn't it?
Yeah, it sort of holds it until there's 70%, then you'll get an option to buy it on a pro rata basis, which, let's be fair, by the time it gets to there, you probably won't have to pay nothing if it comes back.
Last game of the season.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. So
I know. I was talking to a Spurs fan, and he's a season ticket.
You did what?
Yeah. And they've had to. What they've done is pay 20% of their season ticket, and that secures their seat. And Spurs won't charge them any more until they know what's going on with fans coming back into the ground properly. So, you know, still having to pay the percentage, which I sort of understand having to secure your seat because, you know, if you don't want to go, then that's fine. But if you're giving up your season ticket, you don't have to pay that percentage. The
only downside about them extending the fucking deadline for another 5 days is we've got to listen to these fucking the games that they're playing with Tarkowski, because as soon as no one can renew anymore, they're going to say, we tried. We all know it's coming. You know, it's just, I do understand what you're saying about the club need the money and all of that sort of thing. But the reason why I didn't renew straight up is because I'll be blatantly honest. They're not spending the money. I'm not putting the money in there for them not to spend it. You know,
it's nice to see the club sweat a bit as well, isn't it? With the panic emails, and messages, and that. It's like
with all the club shirt 20, but like it was 10% off, then 20% off, then there was a fucking 20. You get £20 voucher if you go and buy a shirt this week and all that.
Give it a few more weeks, Nick. They'll be giving you 50 quid and the shirt for nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That would be deadline day come of renewing your ticket, and they say, anyone that renews now gets a free shirt. You know, that's where it's going. But the thing is, this highlights all this extension, the first extension and this extension. shows to me that all this about we've got 50,000 people on the waiting list, it's all crap. Because
but
if you have 50,000 people on the waiting list, you're happy to boot people out. You're
still taking them numbers based on when we first moved into the stadium, and everyone we was coming off the back of a fucking a nigh on Champions League season.
The good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. Yeah, and two, pre-COVID. There are going to. I bet a lot of the people that sort of pay their money. And there is a lot of them, and this is probably going to be the good thing about COVID. A lot of the people that went for them that plus free scheme, like we've all heard the stories, mate. It's not secret, you know what I mean? Like there was people that live in London that support other clubs that was buying the tickets because it was cheap Premier League football, and they got to secure their seat to go and see their team every season. So you got Tottenham fans, you got Liverpool fans, you got Arsenal fans, you got Man United fans, Leeds fans, all got tickets to London Stadium. The good thing about COVID is it's going to eradicate all them. They're not going to renew because they don't know whether they can go to their game. So proper fans might get into the stadium. Look, it is what it is. At the end of the day, is they're panicking, they're sweating. I do enjoy to see them sweat. I do, and I had a tweet this week, because I offered them once again to come on the channel and explain themselves. They've been on other people's channels, so they're not devoid of the idea. They don't, they have done it before, but they don't want to face the tough questioning. And someone said to me, "Didn't you ask them to stay off social media?" Yeah, I did. I did ask them to stay off social media. That's a true statement. But what they do now is they're on social media, but they're just getting other people to fucking type their shit out for them. And that's the thing,
They've got Punch and Judy doing it for them.
Yeah, exactly. It's just. I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's just I want to try. I know it's going to be tough, but I want to try relatively bald free tonight.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, you better go and put a wig on then. I think it's the same. Yeah, there's so much to talk about. We do bang on about the bald, and rightly so, because it is a complete shambles at the football club at times. But yeah, I mean, let's move on, because one positive is that, and I'm quite excited. The Premier League is back tomorrow. Football is back, and I know it's not good that we can't be there, but how can you not get excited with a new Premier League season? I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and YouTube channels saying about West Ham, they're going to finish bottom, when a couple of weeks ago they were saying a fully fit squad starting 11 is a good enough team. Well, we've got a fully fit starting 11 to go out there. We've got Thomas Souček back, which is massive. Do I think we're going to win the league? No. Do I think we're going to finish top 10? Probably not. But I don't think we're going to get relegated. I'll be honest with you. I think we need luck. We do need luck. We need consistency as well. But we need luck with the injuries. But I think a fully fit starting 11 West Ham is good enough to be around mid-table.
The only problem with that is, Ryan, when is there ever a fully fit starting 11?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, towards the end of last season, our injuries were quite good. I don't remember a lot of people being out. I mean, there was the long-term injuries, but we had a quite fully fit squad. I mean, Sebastian Haller couldn't even get in the starting lineup in the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
So we've got a £45 million striker sitting on the bench. You couldn't really replace Antonio at the time. I mean, I can imagine the starting 11 tomorrow is going to be the same, really, as the way we finished the season. Antonio up top. I think that's what Moyes likes to play, and I think that's how he'll go tomorrorow.
It's the fullbacks that worry me.
Yeah, that's the only thing that worries me. You've got obviously Fredericks, Creswell, Ben Johnson. I mean, I know he got dragged off against Bournemouth, but I'm not going to look into too much of that. I mean, for me, I'd start him tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know, with Creswell, how many chances does he get? But then what's he got to replace him? Masuaku, and he's not much better. But the only thing with Masuaku is he's a lot pacier getting down that wing, and he likes to whip balls in. So it's a tough decision for Moyes, but that's why he's the manager.
The thing is, he could always put Johnson on the left, couldn't he? He's got that option if he wants to use it, and stick Fredericks on the right. But it's we'll have to wait and see. I fully expect Creswell to start. I don't think Johnson will start. If I'm honest, I think it'll be Fredericks. But I'm with you. I do think it'll be a similar lineup to where we finished last season.
Yeah. I mean, Thomas Souček coming back's massive. And you sort of knew he was going to be fully fit because he played for the Czech Republic.
No, he didn't play, did he?
Did he play the first game?
He was in lockdown. That's what it was. He
played the first game, didn't he? And then he had to miss the second game or something.
I'm not even sure he made the first game. I could be wrong. But I know...
even so, I mean, the football season only finished 5 weeks ago, so they're going to be sort of fully fit, aren't they? He's not going to go on a 5-week bender. He's going to look after himself in the gym, so he's fit enough to. If he's training, he's fit enough to start him.
To be honest, that could be a blessing in disguise where he missed out on the Czech Republic games. Keeps him more fit for us. No chance of picking up.
Well, we were quite lucky, weren't we? Because Fabianski got through the internationals, Declan Rice got through the internationals. So it's good. I mean, it's going to be a fully fit starting lineup tomorrow. And listen, Newcastle are going to be difficult. They've made some great signings this week. I mean, it's funny how a few weeks ago the Newcastle fans were saying they're going to sign Neymar and Mbappe, and now they've signed Ryan Fraser and Callum Wilson. But there's no disrespect to them because they're players that we should have been looking at. Callum Wilson for 20 million is a steal. I mean, we was linked with him 2 years ago. They was touting 60-odd million.
Yeah.
Now 20 million. Ryan Fraser on a free transfer. I mean, a lot of West Ham fans turned their noses up at him when we was linked with him the other week. These are the sort of players we need to be bringing in to sort of build a decent squad to go forward. You can't we ain't got the money. We know that to go and sign all these big name players.
Yeah, no,
I don't think we've got the pulling power.
I think we have. I think we have. I think we have. I think we've got the sort of we can lure some of these players to West Ham. If Newcastle are a big club, don't get me wrong, but some players don't like it up north. They want to move down to London and things like that. So that's part of it. And look, I know we had a shit season last year, but West Ham are a big club. We know that.
That's the thing. There's not much more of a difference of a pool between us and Newcastle. Both of us have got a good.
No. I'm gonna really disagree there. This club, for me, this is just my opinion.
But you're looking at with what's going on now.
No, I'm looking at what's gone on for the last 5-6 years.
Right, what I'm saying is when you look at the size of the clubs, there's not much difference. The one thing we have over Newcastle is where we are. I get what you're going to say. So, yeah, go on.
We can't. How much of a fucking pool can we be when we can't even we're going to talk about Tarkowski in a minute, but there's reports that he's turned down London and they've said, "Oh, come down and we'll double your wages." He don't want to move back there. And I think that's a big part of the problem of why we're in the position we are is because they don't think they thought that we was good, that stadium and everything was going to be a bigger draw than what it actually is, and they just because of the way the football club is run. I mean, last week we had our captain tweeting his disdain. I just think there's a few players that look at it with our reputation as well, with being fucking miserable fans and all that think, I could probably do without that, to be honest.
Well, we're a good advert for that sometimes.
Yeah, but to be fair, mate, if I think where a lot of people fall down a little bit is that they don't think fans should have a say. I think fans should have the say, in my opinion, because we're the people that they're meant to be putting this on for. If we ain't there ain't no need for a stadium. No, that's what I'm playing the part.
I sort of agree with you there, but I think the manager has to have to say on players. For me, the fans can't pick the players, and that can we?
No,
I mean the Burnley boy. Look, as soon as he turned around and said, "I don't want to move to London," then move on. You don't want to overpay for him, and he's not going to settle. And he don't want to be here. Then go out and find someone that does want to be here. It's not that hard.
right, this is the thing about these things. We've seen these tricks a million times. Is that they find someone that really don't want to come, that's out their price range, that is just adamant that he don't want to move back down north. That's why he went up north, because he don't want to live down south because he's got family up north and whatever. And they spend all the summer fucking pursuing them to sort of put the smoke screen over, and then when we get to the end of it, they go, "Oh, we ain't got no time to sign anyone else now because we've been chasing him so long." Well, I've seen this a million times. It's I don't know, mate. It's just I think it's a little bit, when you look at who we've lost squad wise, it ain't that fucking bad. It ain't that bad. We didn't see Diangana last year. Last time we see Diangana, he was, a kid that was making his way in. He had a fantastic season. He's very disappointing to lose. Very disappointing to lose. But in terms of squad from last year, he wasn't in it. So
sometimes, like, thinking about it now that it's all settled down a bit. I mean, Diangana was losing him was, we didn't want him to go. But if it means that he's financially selling him keeps Declan Rice at the club, then I'm all for that, because when you look at it, who's going to have a bigger future at West Ham? Honestly, Declan Rice or Diangana? Who's going to play more, Declan Rice or Diangana? And they've looked at it as to think, all right, we've got wingers here. Because I can see West Ham offering Declan Rice a new contract within the next few days.
Yeah, I'm with you. And the thing, Diangana he wasn't guaranteed to see the Diangana that you saw at West Brom last season.
No, Diangana wanted to play football. He wanted to play week in, week out. He's not going to get that at West Ham.
And the thing is, as I said last week, when you look at it, you can't, that was the player someone come in for. You can sit there and say, oh, we need to shift this player, we need to shift that player. No one wants him, no one's going to take him. And your hands are tied that if a big comes in, then you've got to look at it. For me, we should have held out for a lot more money for Diangana because of the prospect that he could have been. With Rice, when you're saying who could have the longer future at West Ham, Declan Rice is going to go on for a lot higher, bigger things. He won't be with us for much longer. Diangana could have been a player that may have stuck around a bit longer than what Declan Rice is going to. And it's just the fact that we've lost the prospect. Yeah, we were overloaded with wingers, but Snodgrass is classed as a winger. What's he, 33, 34? He's got another season in him. Anderson's hot and cold. Lanzini isn't the player that he was. So we're sitting there looking at that. Yeah, we're overloaded in that position. Yarmolenko, he's in his 30s. We've got no future in them positions apart from Jared Bowen. And that's the worry. Diangana was the future. Whether it worked out, he could have come in this season, been absolutely awful, and then we shipped him out next season. But we should have took that risk and kept hold of him. I know we've got to strengthen in other places, but you shouldn't be taking a talent that could potentially push you forward attacking wise, and and get rid of that talent with the players who have been hot and cold. To strengthen your defence. You shouldn't be doing that. You've got to remember, we've lost Winston Reid, 120 grand a week. It's another 120 grand a week off the wage bill.
Yeah, but we lost Winston Reid about 3 years ago.
Yeah, but
he hasn't played, has he?
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is we've lost him off the wage bill. So that's another saving. That's what people are forgetting. I know he went originally on loan, but now he's gone completely.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, look, I'd love to have seen Diangana stay at West Ham. I said that last week. I was gutted to see him go. But if it means that, we're going to go out and get someone that's going to play week in, week out, because I've seen a few people there saying, why wouldn't Diangana start every week? Because I just don't. I'm not saying that he's not good enough to start week in, week out, but I just don't think David Moyes would have started him week in, week out. Pellegrini didn't start him week in, week out. They loaned him out. He was good at West Brom. He had a great season. He, won the Players of the Season in the Championship. Let's see how he does in the Premier League, because he might not hit it off at West Brom. He might not play week in, week out at West Brom. So we don't know, do we? It might be the biggest mistake we've ever made, but sometimes you've got to make these ruthless decisions in the football world.
Yeah, that's the thing. It could be a big mistake, or it could be to be a genius move. You just didn't know. As we said, you can go and get injured in the first game of the season and be out for the season. You just
someone is advertising their Depop on there. He's got a Pint signed shirt at Foley County. Foley, I don't think this is the place you want to advertise at, mate, because you get offered £1 for it. And that's just because if they've run out of toilet paper and it's cheaper. Let's take some comments. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's just we need to see some people come in. We need to strengthen. Like there is still time. This is the thing. I've been so negative, and I don't think they will. This is the problem. I don't think they will. But there is still time to get 3 signings in and it be a better squad than last year. But I just don't think they will. I just don't think they will. They need to sign, in my opinion, 5 players to make us competitive, and that's a left and a right back. I mean, you just see Max out. I mean, look at what Ashley's invested into Newcastle at the minute, and he was on the brink of selling last year. It was only an appeal that stopped him from selling. And he's bought Aarons, he's bought Wilson. Aarons is someone like for 13 million quid, and we're crying out for a left back. He's someone we should have been going for. You know what I mean? Like, and the other kid as well on the other side that Norwich have got. Like they're good young players, and we said yesterday that I don't know, where Johnson's going to learn his craft from. And you told me Stuart Pearce, which, shut me up. So, but I honestly don't know where he's going to, because is he going to be learning from Ryan Fredericks? Because I'll be honest with you, I think you'd do a better job than Ryan Fredericks, and you're fucking cack, Scott. Do you know what I mean?
He also learns from playing first team football against opposition as well. Because look how he done when he come up against Liverpool last year twice. He had 2 great games against Liverpool.
Yeah. I am quite
a good pedigree, didn't he? He's related to Ledley King, Paul Parker. It runs through his blood. He's a good defender.
Yeah, and like I said yesterday, you can't take that Bournemouth friendly too much. A lot went on before.
I'd rather lose 5-3 at home to Bournemouth in a friendly and beat Newcastle 1-0 tomorroh. Who's going to remember that friendly if we win tomorrow?
This is what we were saying about with Johnson, about that he looked shaky. You can't take that game. You can't look at that game. That game had its issues from somewhere else. So it's one of them. You just got to look at the Johnson that ended last season and go from there.
Mini Mikesh says we need a left back more than we need Tarkowski anyway. Shitling says we're only miserable fans for 3 good reasons. 10 years of failure. Managers should have a say in any football club in order for them to be successful. Matt Gidman says tomato, what a name. I don't know what he's referring to there. My lineup: Fabianski, Johnson, Diop, Ogbonna, Cresswell, Bowen, Rice, Souček, Masuaku on the wing, Haller, Antonio.
See, I'm sort of the same now. I'd like to see Haller start tomorrow. I really would. I think the more you leave him on the bench, his confidence is just going to go to shot, isn't it? It's one of them ones. He's that sort of player that if he can get himself a goal and a good run in the team, and he gets confidence, because we see signs of him last year. He is a good player, but he just didn't have the service.
And that's it. And the problem was the player that gave him the service we've sold on.
I reckon Tarkowski's agent is using us to get Leicester to make an offer. That's the other club that he's been touted to go into. Is it only me that thinks Glenn Johnson isn't good enough? Probably pray Man United buy him. We need a centre back. If you'd rather stay in Burnley, stay there, then you mug. Roger Johnson on a free ? Loads of comments coming in. Anything else we want to talk about? There's loads to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, the other one, obviously, we're talking about, obviously, we need to sign players. It come out yesterday that apparently they're going to terminate Jack Wilshere's contract. He's obviously got 10 months left on his contract. It hasn't worked out for him at West Ham. It's a shame because we've all said before he is a talent, but he's never fit. So it makes sense to release him. Yeah, I mean, he'll probably go on and probably move to America or go to China or something, whatever. But yeah, it looks like it's going to happen. I think they'll obviously be looking to maybe bring in someone as a replacement, probably on loan or something like that, just to cover him. But yeah, it's a shame. I've always, even when he played for Arsenal, I've always been a big fan of Jack Wilshere. He's got the talent, but he just ain't got his injury record lets him down.
Adrian, wait, Scott. Adrian, ask us this later, because in the last in about 15 minutes time, we're going to go ask us anything. So hold that thought.
Yeah, you say about signing a replacement. We've got a replacement there in Josh Cullen.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I know you're a big Josh Cullen fan, Scott, and so am I. I like him, but I still think we need someone else in. Josh Cullen can be his replacement, 100%. We see him last week against Bournemouth. He come on and he 2 assists, played well. But he done the same against Juventus. You know, he played well and then he doesn't get a chance. But if David Moyes he's going to stick by his word that he's going to give youngsters a chance. From what I hear, he's impressed with Cullen. So, yeah, maybe he could be the replacement. He's the same height as Jack Wilshere, so it looked the same, wouldn't he?
It's a shame with Wilshere because, look, we watched the prediction videos yesterday from last year. And the thing is, right, and I look stupid now. We all had a good giggle because you know what my record on predictions are. But I backed Jack Wilshere to be our best player last year. I backed him to become Hammer of the Year because when, you know, we all saw that big documentary that he put on and how hard he works and all that, and he was working fucking hard to get back to full fitness. And he looked brilliant in the pre-season. Now, when I looked at him this pre-season, he looks like a man that's just thinking, oh, my days are gone. Like, you know, I'm working.
And the sad thing is he's only 28 years old.
Yeah, it's just he's working to come back. And then as soon as he comes back, there's something and it goes. And I think he's just a man that just accepts that, you know, he's not going to have this, you know, not just chance at West Ham. I mean, you think about it, he's been here for 2 years. He's been here since he was 26. Yeah. You know, that's a prime age for a midfielder. And when I've looked at him in pre-season, he looks slow. He looks just off the pace. He looks one injury too many for him. And you know, going off to, you know, he could probably finish his days in America. He can probably, because that's the big rumor where he's going, isn't it? He's going to the Beckham team, Miami, whatever they are. That's the big rumor where he's looks to be heading. And at 28 years old, with what's got to be a dozen sort of serious injuries under his belt over the last, you know, 10 years or whatever.
I thought a dozen. That was probably just last season.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, things that have stopped him from playing seasons and seasons of football since he was about 22. You know, I think going out there, earning a bit of dough, good lifestyle, nice heat, you know, not the intensity of the Premier League, not getting smashed up in the air every fucking 5 minutes.
It'll help him a lot.
Yeah, I think that's going to be his level, I'm afraid, and I'm sad to say it because I think Jack Wilshere and West Ham would have been a good fit. I wish he'd have come here in the early days. I honestly do. I wish he'd have come here when he went to Bolton that time.
He's a brilliant talent. You know, it's just, you know, it's like going back to the Andy Carroll scenario. Andy Carroll had so much to offer us as a football club, but was always injured. And Wilshere is the same thing. And I don't think we're in a position where we can have a player on his wages, you know, and just you're sitting there on tenterhooks every time he goes in for a tackle or someone tackles him. That's going to be it. You know, he's going to be out for another long period of time. We had that with Carroll. The amount of times Carroll went up in the air, looked like he landed funny. We're all sitting there thinking, oh, no, not again.
I mean, the thing is, Scott, they shouldn't have offered him $100,000 a week in the first place. That was Pellegrini's fault. You know what I mean? He wanted him.
I think it was Pellegrini that talked him into giving him a 3-year deal. I think they only wanted to give him a 1.
Yeah. And you know, maybe they could have come to an agreement to say, look, we're half your wages if you want to stay. But then even I think $50,000 a week's too much for someone like Jack Wilshere. And it is a shame because I do like him. And I think, you know, we all know a fully fit Jack Wilshere would probably, you know, what he'd be worth, you know, if he'd have had that career. But he hasn't had that career. It's a shame. But, you know, he'll look back on his career and he's still got FA Cup winners' medals to show his grandkids and things like that. So, and he's been a professional football player. He's played for his country. He's played for a club that he supported as a boy, West Ham, only a few times, but he's done it. So, yeah, look, as Nicky said, he'll probably go out to America now and just see out whatever he's got left of his career. Well, at least while he's injured, he'll get a suntan in Miami.
Somebody in the chat has asked, would you take Smalling?
Of course I would.
Take Smalling.
20 million quid they're paying for him. You know, that's what I'm saying. They're after the Burnley boy for 50 million. And then you got someone like Chris Smalling for 20 million. You think you get Chris Smalling, then you got another 30 million to go and spend on a winger or a striker.
And to be fair, Smalling, his experience, he's a very, very good centre half. I remember watching him when he played against Carroll, and he's the only centre half that I can honestly say I've seen dominate Andy Carroll in the air. He's such a good player. It just didn't work out for him fully at United, and
they was raving about him in Roma.
Yeah, he
raving
was
about him last season.
By all accounts, he was. Really,
and I remember seeing a famous interview. It got replayed the other day, funny enough, that was on, I think it was Full Time Devils channel, where they interviewed this old bloke after the game when they let Smalling go. And he turned around and said that we will miss Smalling more than Harry Maguire. He's better than Harry Maguire. And it turned out that he was. Harry Maguire was fucking shit last season.
Yeah, Smalling's
over it. Yeah, Chris Smalling's. I remember when Chris Smalling was at Fulham, how good he was.
Yeah,
and he ended up getting that big move to United, and he had a good career at United.
Yeah, I just think the times for him as a player at United, things just didn't. The way United went didn't suit him, and it's sort of he bore the brunt of it all.
See, I can see us still getting. Honestly, I could still see us getting like a deadline day move or something for Stones from City. He wants to play football. He's got a good relationship with Moyes. City and West Ham have got a good relationship as two clubs. So I think that could happen. If he wants to play football to try to get in the England squad for next year, come down to West Ham. Yeah, he'll play every week.
Exactly. He's guaranteed starter. And that's the thing, I know someone said there Smalling's 30, but yeah, right, it's not in the mindset of what the club is trying to say they want to sign with young talented player. But sometimes in certain positions you need a bit of experience. You need a player that's going to lead and a player that's going to step in.
I don't get all this modern day stuff now where if you're over 30, you're finished. I don't get it. I really don't.
30 used to be your prime.
Yeah, listen to this.
Mate, I'll tell you, go and ask Jamie Vardy how old he is. Didn't he win the Golden Boot in the Premier League?
Listen to this. You got United top 3 on 3 semi-finals, you idiot.
Who?
Don't know.
Who, Harry Maguire? I
think he's talking about Harry Maguire, yeah.
Well, Harry Maguire on his own done that, did he? Yeah.
Listen, I don't care about Harry Maguire or whatnot, right? If you're a Man United fan and you're happy with top 3 and 3 semi-finals, you're a very recent Man United fan.
No one remembers semi-finalists, do they?
That's right.
Exactly.
I'm not saying Harry Maguire's a bad player, by the way.
That's fucking nothing. And let's be fair, he was lucky to get top 3 in a fucking anyway, because everyone else fucking capitulated that he got there.
I actually like Harry Maguire. I think when he concentrates, I think Man United's too big for him, if I'm honest. I really do. I think Man United's a massive club, biggest club in world football. I think it's too big for him, too much pressure. How much they pay for him? 80 million. Record transfer for a defender. He's got that pressure on him. I actually felt sorry for him the other week, with everything he was going through.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. The thing is, someone said there about, me saying about experience, him coming in Smalling. Well, he said, what's a Bonner got? I can't find the comment in a minute. Yeah, I'm not saying a Bonner hasn't got experience, but I'm saying Smalling's experience that he has got will benefit the side. Will improve our back line.
Yeah, you're saying about a little while ago, you were saying about who does Ben Johnson learn off? That's who he learns off, experienced defenders like that. We can't keep relying on Bonner all the time. No. Diop's still developing. I mean, Diop should be, I think Diop needs to step it up a bit this season. He really does, because last season, I'm not blaming him for everything, but there was times where he was really poor last season. And he cost us a few goals.
In that friendly, mate, he was fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
He was terrible.
I know I was saying with that friendly, you can't really take things, because of what happened previous, but some of the defensive mistakes, like I said to you yesterday, the first goal where he's showing the guy outside and then he steps across and lets the guy inside to shoot, that's schoolboy defending. That's what you're taught as a kid not to do as a defender. And Diop's got a mistake in him. And I'm with you, Ryan. He does need to step up. He needs to live up to the hype that.
I know he's only young. What is he, 22? But he's been in the Premier League. This was his second full season in the Premier League, wasn't it? So, but look, we all had a bad season. Last season, just wipe it off. It's done now. The new season starts tomorrow. So all these players now have got a chance to prove us fans wrong. Prove the fans wrong that's not. Listen, we don't sit here and slag players off week in, week out like some people. We talk about their performance in a game. We talk about the game after. So, you know, a lot of players have got to step up this season. Lanzini, Anderson, a lot of these players.
Diop, when he plays well alongside of Bonner, they are solid. You know, they do look like a pairing. I just feel that Diop's just got to cut out them silly mistakes that he has made in the past.
I just think we'd benefit from good fullbacks. To be honest with you, I like a lot of the goals.
Yeah, fullbacks are key in any club, mate. Fullbacks are defending and attacking. You know, that's the modern day football. You're not like the old days where you used to have your Julian Dix was your left back and that was it. He stays left back. Never really got forward down that wing because that weren't his game. Now they're athletes. They're up and down. You look like players like Ashley Cole. You know, he was probably the first sort of defender that started doing that. You know, that era of where they used to play more like left wingers. So, and right wingers. And that's the thing.
Carlos was the first, wasn't he, really, to be more like a winger than a defender.
I would argue, mate. I would argue Gary Neville was the first. But I think he's the one that sort of made that overlapping fullback like a thing. But there are probably people in world football. I mean, we only look at it when it comes to the Premier League, but you know, it is such a big part of the game. You know, every team. If you look at Man City, there's a reason they've got £450 million fucking fullbacks. It's because they're such a key. You know, look at Liverpool last year. Big part of their title winning season was and the season before when they won the Champions League was Alexander-Arnold and Robertson.
Yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold got about 25 assists last year.
Yeah, that's right.
That's crazy.
Massive part of the game, you know. And
he probably got more assists in one season than our midfielders have in the last three.
Yeah, that's true, mate. That is true.
I bet if someone looked that up, I bet it wouldn't be far off.
Yeah. The thing is, when you look at our defence at the minute, the way we are, you know, you've got experienced players on the left-hand side and really inexperienced players on the right-hand side. There's no, do you know what I mean? It's not balanced out. Yeah,
it's like you got one end of the boat and then it's sinking, and like we need them balance it out, so it's just all level playing field. It's but you're right. Fullbacks they've got to target fullbacks. I mean, look, someone in the comments earlier, I see it pop up, said about Danny Rose. You know, I don't think he'll ever come to West Ham because obviously Tottenham and West Ham don't do business. We only sell to them; they never sell to us. It looks like, but. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't be a bad shout as sort of cover, but what I see of him in a documentary the other day, he thinks he's Maldini, so I probably wouldn't want someone with his attitude at the football club.
No, you are right, mate. That's another thing. We don't need players with that sort of attitude coming into the side, especially in the position that we're in at the moment. You know, we need people who come in and graft and going to work.
To our fullbacks, mate, he probably is like fucking Maldini, but I don't know. We're going to go ask us anything in about 10 or 5. Let's preview the Newcastle game. We ain't all had a chance to talk about it. What do you reckon tomorrow, boys?
Yeah, I mean, as I said at the beginning of the show, you know, it's going to be a difficult game. We know that Newcastle have made some good signings. You know, they've already they already had a good starting 11 anyway. They've got players that can hurt us, but we've got players that can hurt them as well. You know, we played them at the end of the season last year and we went up there and we probably should have won that game. You know, Thomas Souček, you know, he frightened them with his height in the box. You know, and that's one thing, we can hit Newcastle at the back, but then they can do the same with us. So it's going to be, you know, and the only thing, you know, is Callum Wilson scored 7 of these last 8 against us. So it was just, it's written in the stars, isn't it, that, you know, he's going to get on his debut for Newcastle. But if he does score tomorrow, let's hope it's a consolation 94th minute goal and we're 3-0.
I want to see, because I'm not a big Wilson fan either after all of that fucking nonsense a couple of years ago, to be quite honest with you, and all that cheating. I want to see someone in the first minute just smash him right up in the fucking air. Just let him know you're there.
But he might not even start, you know. He might not start. But, you know, they've got that other player in there. They've got St. Maximin. You know, he's frightening. He's frightening, that boy. And Newcastle are doing well to keep hold of him, if I'm honest. Because I thought there would have been a lot more interest in him from what I see of him last season. And they've got, who's the other player? I know he don't score often. Is it Joe Linton? Doesn't score often, but he's a threat in the box. and Almiron as well, another player.
He had a decent game against us, didn't he?
Yeah, he scored against us, didn't he?
Yeah.
But as I said, I'm talking about their players that can threat. We've got Bowen, Souček, Antonio, who will bully their defence. We know that. But I just hope tomorrow that we don't set up that we're going to look long and look for Antonio all the time, because it's going to be so open. Newcastle's defenders are going to sort of sit on the halfway line, basically.
Mm.
So they're going to be looking for that ball over the top all the time. So they're going to do their homework on West Ham. Steve Bruce ain't a mug, is he? He knows.
And he proved that when we played him at home, didn't he? He did his own work, and that's why St Maximin reached us part. So you're with what you were saying, Nicky, about putting something on Callum Wilson. St Maximin's the one you need to put it on. You saw that in the 2-2 draw. Once he started getting kicked, he didn't fancy it as much, and that's what whoever's playing in the right back position, if he's on the left, because last time we played him, he started on the left. Joe Linton started on the right. Joe Linton isn't going to threaten us pace-wise. St Maximin is, and whoever the fullback is up against him, every time he gets the ball and there's a chance to put it on him. Go back to old school tactics. Rake his Achilles, rake his back of his calf when the ref's not looking. Just go back to old dirty style defending.
Yeah, you can do that, Scott, but VAR's watching you.
Yeah. That's all you got to do.
I forgot about that.
When you win that ball, you just make sure that trailing leg just catches him a bit, just to let him know you're there.
Yeah, you do that. You always put one in. You always know you got to put one in, and you can get away with your first tackle sometimes, unless it's reckless and over the ball and something stupid like that. But no, as I said, the London Stadium pitch is a big pitch, and we've seen a lot of teams come there and play their game. That's one thing we need to stop teams doing when they come to the London Stadium. We need to stop sitting back. We need to remember we're the home team. There's no pressure on. There is pressure on them tomorrow, but the fans ain't now. So it does. If you look at last season in them games that we did play at London Stadium in an empty stadium, when we conceded goals, like Villa last game, we got back into it. Chelsea, we got back into it. If the crowds were there, that might have been different, because what we can be like, very hostile. We get on their backs and it makes the players nervous. But if we go there tomorrow, we play our game, I can definitely see us getting something out of the game. I think we're good enough to beat Newcastle, but then I think Newcastle good enough to beat us.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I think we can get something. And the funny thing is, we're not. If we sit here and mention all them players, and there's one player who plays for them who turns up. We said about Wilson turns up against us. John Joe Shelby. We've made that guy look so good in games against us. He can be very, very dangerous on his day, and he always seems to turn up.
He only ever turns up against us, from what I hear.
We give him. You saw that last season in that 2-2 draw. When we gave him time and space on that ball, he was picking them passes left, right, and centre.
Yeah. What we've got to hope for is that their new signings don't gel. Their new signings don't click. Let's hope that it takes them a few games to get clicking. With us, with our starting the lineup tomorrow, there's no new signings in there. They're already played with each other. They know each other's game.
Yeah, and that could benefit us a lot more than other teams.
Big game for Bowen tomorrow as well. Big season for Bowen. I haven't done my predictions yet, but I'm going to say for him he's going to be up there for my hammer of the year at the end of the season. Bowen.
I think someone said him. Who said him? Dan said him. Yeah.
I ain't watched your predictions yet, so yeah, he'd be up there for me. I think Bowen definitely 100%. Big season for him. Big season.
Yeah, we are. All the negativity that's going on about at the club this summer. You know what I mean? Like I've sort of forgot about Bowen and I forgot about Souček. I think they're two top players, and we was a lot better with the team. Let's just see how we get on tomorrow. I'm predicting a win. To be honest, I think we'll win. I think we'll win 2-1.
I said that last night when we were saying we'll win 2-1, and I've gone in my Super 6. I've gone for a 2-2 draw.
He panicked. He panicked in the last second. He went 2-2. Yeah, I'm the same. I can see West Ham nicking it tomorrow. I'll probably say 2-1 because I can see Newcastle scoring as well.
Yeah. I think they will score. They will. But as like you said, there's been times towards the end of last season when we have gone a goal behind and we've shown a bit of character, something that we didn't show earlier on in the season. And I'm at the thingy of no matter what's gone on with the board and behind the scenes, tomorrow the players need to turn up for the fans and put an effort in. At the end of the day, go and do their job and do their job to the best of their ability. That's what they're paid to do, and put a performance in for the fans, because with everything that's gone on, the fans need a performance from the team. So we need to start good. And
but I'll be honest, Scott, I think the last 5-6 games of the season, I think they give us performances.
Yeah,
I think we did play well, and we just got to continue from that.
Yeah. Barring the Villa game, the games leading up to that Villa game, we played really well. The Villa game was just, we're on holiday because we're safe.
Villa game I can sort of understand because we were safe.
Yeah, exactly.
But 3 points tomorrow will be massive because next week we've got Arsenal. And in between that, we've got Charlton in the Cup, which will probably be youngsters that get a run out. But Arsenal's going to be a massive game as well. They're a team that I think could break the top 4 this season. I honestly do.
They're still beating.
They're also a team that if you look at the top sides, they're one that you can beat.
Yeah, but then we haven't beaten them for so long. So
I know, but we've been so close.
Yeah, performance-wise, we should have beat them last season. We should have done the double over them, but we can't finish our chances, and they've got players in their side that only need that one chance to get a goal, and that at the end of the day was the difference last season. We missed after chance, and they don't.
But no, look, Newcastle's going to be but opening day of the season, you never know. We haven't got the best record on opening day of the seasons, so I'm going to stick with me 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. I think Antonio and Bowen for me.
So many rumours about Rice. I don't want to get into them. We've spoken about Rice all fucking summer. Right. Stephen Wells, who would you sign if you could? Stephen, come on. Stephen, come up with a better question than that. To be honest.
Do you know what? It is a good
Who would you sign if you could? Who wouldn't you sign? Messi, Ronaldo.
No, it is a good question. But at the moment, it's a difficult one to sort of answer because we don't know what sort of budget we've got. I mean, at the moment, there's loads of players. I'd like to see us bring someone like John Stones in. I would. I think it'd be a great defender for us if we can get him in on loan.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I'd
also like to see look at the goalkeeper area as well, because David Martin for me the other day, look, friendly or not, they were big mistakes that he made, and I wouldn't want that pressure on him in the Premier League. Because you see what happened to Roberto. We need someone challenging Fabianski. People go on about Trot. He's not ready. We got to look at. The goalkeeper at United, the sub goalkeeper.
Henderson.
The one that was
no, not him. Romero, whatever his name is.
Is it? Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. He's a good. He was their number 2 last season. Now he's going to be number 3 because Henderson's back. So maybe bringing him and he could challenge Fabianski for number 1 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Probably even if it is a loan, just get someone else in.
Jawa says Marmite or not Marmite.
Don't know. Bit hit and miss, really. I'll say not Marmite.
You either love it or hate it.
I'm not saying I hate it. I'm not saying I love it. It's just one of them things. If it's there and I ain't got nothing else, I'd whack it on the toast.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
I love Twiglets though.
I'm gonna say no to Marmite, but like you, I love Twiglets.
I'd eat it. I'd fucking eat anything. You spread dog shit on my sandwich, I'd fucking eat that if it was something there.
Well, that could be your forfeit then. We'll watch that.
What, a dog shit sandwich?
West Ham Fan TV jackass.
Is West Ham Fan TV going on to be on tomorrow night for the game? Yes, we will. Yes, we will. We're on for every game.
Yes, we will.
Of course we will. We're going to be there. We're going to be doing fan cast, doing a virtual post-match pint the next day, I think. In the morning. So yeah, there's going to be all sorts of shit going on. Don't worry about that. As I said, patrons, patron show starts tomorrow. Thames Ironworks Breakfast Club. We've got us, a little guest coming on.
What is it? A midget?
No, it's not a little guest. And we're going to do a little like a quiz at the end to finish it off, and 2 patrons be picked at random, and whoever wins a nice T-shirt. You see our T-shirts, 20% off in the store still. Bosh, bosh, bosh. Mike said you fancy family fortunes. What?
Yeah, I'll go on it. We'll get a family together.
Hi, lads. There's been a lot of fans raving about Ademipo Odubeku.
Let's not read that question.
Odubeko recently. Having watched clips of him, do you think he looks very promising? Would you like to see him give it a chance for the first team? Scott, this is one for you.
The kid, I've seen the highlights of the 2 under-23s games. The friendly against QPR, the game against Watford, and then the game against Southend. That kid can finish. You know, the goal. If you've not seen the highlights of the Southend game, I think it was like whatever the Johnson Pape Trophy is called now. That it was that every goal in that game is a brilliant finish.
I agree, Scott. He looks a talent, but then once again, fans are putting pressure on him, saying he should be getting a chance in the first team. We've seen it down the years. Elliot Lee used to bang him in. Grande Silva bangs him in. But I'm not saying he's not ever going to get in the first team. But straight away, it shows how far we're falling as a football club, that we're desperate to get these kids in.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. But I think he can finish a lot better than them two can.
Oh yeah. Look, great performance.
It's a position you have to get yourself in to be able to finish.
And it's a big step up from the under-23s to the Premier League, and even
Connor Coventry scored a great goal in that game as well.
Good lob.
Let that striker develop in the under-23s before we start putting pressure on him. He might get a first team chance against Charlton in the cup on Tuesday.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see him come off the bench to see what he's like, because that's probably the under-23s, under-21s, and all that. They are that sort of League One, League Two level. You saw that against Southend. They played really well in the highlights that I saw. Against Southend. So it would be good to see one or two come into the side with experienced players.
Scott, 10 squirrels biting each finger for a minute, or 10 eels sucking your toes for 24 hours.
Do you know what? I've been bitten by a squirrel, so I'm taking the eels.
Right?
Yeah, I'll have the eels as well. That sounds quite nice. I like my feet being touched.
I don't like it.
Someone said there, Karen Brady or Theresa May. I said, well, one's a cunt and the other one's a former fucking prime minister. So, yeah. Nah.
Easy.
What?
Any of you going outside the gates tomorrow before the game? It's changed, isn't it? The times have changed. So, no, probably not, to be honest. No, I don't think I'm going to. And I'll be honest with you, because of the way it is at the minute, they'll be fucking looking at us to give us a fucking 10 grand fine, because that's what it is for large groups.
No, I won't be going down, and you're not going to be able to watch the game, and we do all this, what we do here, so yeah, I won't be going down.
He'll be sold soon, lads. 10 mil to Villa. Yeah.
Who's that?
Odubeku.
All right.
West Ham need to scout the parks of South London to find the next Antonio. Transfer fee in the thousands. Let's have a look some more. What do you guys think of Barry McCockiner?
Who?
Barry McCockiner.
I don't even know. I think that's a player. I think that's fucking one of them fucking
Barry McCockiner.
It ain't a fucking former fucking fascist, is it, or something?
Well, you don't get it.
Barry McCockiner. Read it quickly.
Barry McCockiner.
Yeah, I know, but
Barry McCockiner.
Barry McCockiner.
Okay.
Is there a West Ham Fan TV fantasy football league? No, there isn't.
Oh, no. The amount of these things I get invited to, I even get invited to NFL ones today. I'm like, fucking, I don't want to do them. I can't keep up with them.
The thing is with that sort of thing, we have tried to do it before, but I just don't keep up with it.
Nah.
And I don't want to abandon it.
The season, and 10 of my players are fucking injured and they've been out all season where I haven't
I
changed.
think I fucking picked one player once. I had him in for the whole season. I think he retired before the season started.
It's a lot to keep up with and stuff like that. Do you know what? That's something Dan would be good at.
Yeah, maybe.
Is there anything Dan ain't good at, Scott?
Well, no. Well, we ain't good at playing football, so you know.
No, we know that. He ain't good at drinking either.
He ain't good at buying trousers. If you see somebody a fucking abominations, he comes out in. Can parachute down on them cunts.
You wait, I can see a comment coming up in a minute because I know he's sitting there. Fucking.
What we got a problem? Opinions on Spencer's FC secret agent. This is an interesting one because I see it went off a little bit on Twitter last night. Some people saying I was a secret agent. I don't know my fucking ass from my elbow, let alone what's going on at West Ham. I don't even know what's going on indoors. After time, come home the other day, we had a new table. I was pointing at it, I was going, I didn't sanction that.
Oh,
honestly, it's I've got, I don't know. Spencer is a straight up. He don't need the clickbait. That's what I would say. This is what I would say. Like, do I 100% believe it? There's something there. There is something there because he don't need the clickbait. He's not going to just invite people on to say these things if he isn't confident himself of this happening. I know the guy went on there and he got a little bit. He was very offended by the tweets and the Twitter and all this, and he was basically going on there saying, "Just watch, don't tweet me, just watch what happens." So there's obviously something there. It's not someone that's got to pick up views by that. The guy owns #United. They've just they're playing their first FA Cup game tomorrow. They've sold out the stadium. They're selling fucking shirts and all that. He don't need people coming on his Twitch stream talking about West Ham news because it's very specific. You get a very little audience. So that's what I would say. It's not someone like Spencer trying to get clickbait. I know Spencer a little bit. You know, we've met him many times. He's a straight up guy. He's a straight up geezer. And he's not just going to, talk bollocks for the sake of getting clicks. He doesn't need to. He's, these things don't get clicks for him. He goes and does the hashtag stuff. He's heavily into that. So there's obviously something there. This guy he is an agent. Spencer does know him. If you don't know, Spencer used to work for Vincent Company, which he's told me before. He used to work for Vincent Company as a social media manager, and he met the agent through Vincent Company. So he's obviously involved in the game. There's something there. And, he said that they've, another guy come out and said today on Twitter that he says he claims to know the consortium and they're way off the values and all of that sort of thing. So there's obviously something there. I think they'll sell. If they get an opportunity, I think they'll sell.
We
said this yesterday, and I think that I think it's getting too much for them. I think they know they're a bit out of their depth with the finances not coming in and all of that sort of thing. I think they're finding it a little bit of a struggle. It's only going to get worse. Look, this is a perfect guy that knows Spencer. Ben Glander used to play for Thames Ironworks. He went and played with Spencer for a year. He knows him quite well. So he'll tweet him. He'll tell you what he's like. He's not a liar. So yeah, I think they'll sell. Honestly, I think they'll sell.
Yeah, they will sell, but it won't be in the next couple of weeks. There might be an investor coming in the next couple of weeks. I mean, I didn't really see all the videos yesterday. I know you sent me the thing earlier on WhatsApp, and I watched that. But yeah, I know he upset ex-employee a little bit with what he come out with. But
what did he say? What did he really say? That he's not right all the time. I don't think anyone's right all the time, are they?
No. And let's be honest, if it turns out that the club ain't sold, I'm sure there's going to be a bit of a backlash for Spencer. You know what I mean? Because people are going to be tweeting him saying, "Oh, you said this, you said that." But it's part and parcel of what they do, isn't it? I mean, we've said things on here before and we get a little bit of backlash for it. as I said, it is part and parcel. You know, I can't see the club selling. One thing he did say is that they're looking, the buyers are looking financially into it to pay for the what Gold and Sullivan will lose. So if Gold and Sullivan
compensate them for
they're going to compensate him for that. So something might happen there. You never know. Let's hope, fingers crossed, it does happen. But
it's the problem is what they value the club at. You know,
800 million, isn't they? Which is ridiculous.
The thing is, right, this guy said that they're gonna, they've made enough. They're gonna sort of leak the offer in the next couple of weeks, right? This is what he said. It's gonna leak out to the press. The thing is, right, I just see someone up there. They've offered 375 million. They value it 800 million. Honestly, if Golden Sullivan,
now they know how other clubs feel when we bid for players.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're not wrong there, mate. But if Golden Sullivan, are not signing these players, they haven't got the money to take us to the next level. If a consortium comes in and says 400 million is all you fucking get in, plus we'll pay the 90 million that you'd have to pay to the LLDC as compensation, and they turn around and go, no, we want 800 million, I don't think them cunts would make it out of their house in the morning. Because then you are basically, you're holding the club back then. Do you know what I mean? Like, you are holding the club back because a 400 million, they only bought West Ham for 100 million pounds. Yeah. They paid the rest in debt, which we've paid back eventually with interest. Yeah. But they only put 50 million pounds each to buy. Well, no, actually Sullivan paid a bit more, but in theory, they paid 50 million pound each to buy the club. That's what the club was valued at. If they come and pay 400 million, they've made 200 million. So they made 150 million pound each in 4 years. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, as well. One thing that they both don't have to sell. Only David Sullivan. If David Sullivan was to sell his shares, whoever's bought them is the majority shareholder of the club. So David Gold could still be involved. You know, they could do it like that. So
I can see Gold selling up.
Yeah, but if Gold sells up, he obviously hasn't got the percentage that Sullivan's got, so they won't be. So that might be some sort of deal because if David Sullivan says, right, no, I still want to own West Ham, I don't want to lose all connections, I don't want to, then they'll have to do some sort of deal where they become majority shareholders, and Sullivan is whatever as a certain percentage. But let's just hope that they both go.
Look, I will say this, Vector fan. Brady values the club at £8 million, which has been on her website for the last 5 years. Brady values it at £800 million, and what it's actually worth is two different things. And Brady isn't the one making the decisions. At the end of the day, Brady gets stick, but she doesn't have to fucking face the wrath of people when everything's going wrong. Yeah. I think if they leak it and they turn it down and say, no, 400 million, we want 800 million pounds, I think they're in for a real. You know, you think this is bad now. You think Burnley was bad. I think if they actively start holding the club back and stop and don't sell to someone that can take the club forward, then this will get a whole lot worse because then, you know, it's, you know, you're actively stopping the club from progressing then just for your own gain, which is, you know, what a lot of people accuse them of anyway. They don't like it. They always insist, no. And there's a clip of David Gold that I pulled this up, this clip that, if you ever seen this clip going around of David Gold saying, if someone come in and offered £100 million, how can we as supporters, you know, not accept it and let the club go forward? So if they didn't do that, I think there'd be a mob out for them, to be honest.
The thing is, as well, the valuation of 800 million is probably not wrong if we own the stadium and we own the surrounding areas of that. Because as a whole package, the football club plus everything probably would be probably not 800 million, but it'd probably be worth say 600 million with the stadium. But we don't own the stadium, so if they're valuing the football club as West Ham just on its own, then I think 400 million's well. What they pay for the club, 80 million, 90 million.
Yeah, the thing is, I think with the problem with the owners that we've got at the minute, we had the opportunity really with that ground. If we could get that ground to own it, we could have done what City have done with the complex that they've got built around their stadium. You know, there was enough land there to do that sort of thing, and I think we've missed the boat when it comes to that, because there's so much development going on now that land is shrinking. You know, land around the stadium is shrinking, where I think the right investment and the right owners could have built the entire unit of the training ground and everything.
You went over there in a couple of years, Scott, and the London Stadium was tiny, where it shrunk.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. The land, the amount of land that was there to build on is getting smaller and smaller. And
yeah, but it's just like Wembley, isn't it? Wembley's the same. You go down Wembley Way now, you come out of the station, you can't even see Wembley Stadium now for all the buildings that they're putting up. And
we could have done like what you see what City have got in and around their stadium. We could have had something like that if we had the right people in charge to take the club forward and we own the ground.
But the thing is with Man City, the difference with Man City is that they was always going to have that as a football stadium. That's why they built that athletic stadium for football and the grounds to the surrounding area around the stadium.
Nicky, can you get Jeff Bezos to buy the club? I know you've got connection. Couldn't even get the cunt to pay my wages, let alone buy the club. Which of the front three would you play against Newcastle?
I'd like to see Haller up top, Bowen and Antonio either side.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd like to see, but it won't be. It'll probably be Antonio up top with Fornals and Bowen either side, or maybe Anderson. I don't know.
Would you rather have a pint with Moyes or Big Sam?
Big Moyes. I'd have to say Big Sam.
I think Big Sam will have the better stories.
Yeah, he'd bring a sack of gravy and potatoes as well.
It's gotta be Sam. Have you ever seen him busting their moves out when Rihanna come on?
Yeah.
I wanted to be there at that time, mate, because that was pure vibes.
Don't get me wrong. I reckon David Moyes, like off camera, I think after a few scotches and a couple of shots, I reckon David Moyes, he'd get on the dance floor, mate. He'd be ripping up.
I reckon he's one of them people. Do you know them people that pinch all the time?
Yeah, or flick peanuts at you
under the fucking armpit and just annoying you.
Big Sam looks like the sort of person that he just takes his trousers off for no reason at all and just starts dancing around.
I'm telling you, man. I see him on that fucking video that time when Rihanna come on. He looked like he was living his best life, mate. He was on the dance floor, swinging his arms about.
The good old days.
Good old days.
I remember days like that in O'Neill's in Leytonstone.
Scott, find some questions, mate. Come on.
I hate you when you do this to me. Because I have to scroll through everything.
Favorite dessert? Go on. While you're looking for favorite dessert.
Just a classic. I love an apple crumble.
Good chat. I like bread and butter pudding.
I like a fresh spotted dick.
I bet you do.
I fucking love it. I bet you do.
Right up the chocolate eclair.
Honestly, I love a fresh spotted dick with a bit of like fresh spotted dick. The spotted dick's really hot and the custard's just warm. Oh,
yeah, that is nice.
A bit of cream on the top.
Would you rather have no eyes or no ears?
No ears.
No ears, of course.
Yeah, no ears.
I want to see.
What else we got?
Ask me that question again in about 5 games' time, and I'll probably say both.
Yeah, this is. Go on, do that. Go on.
Which manager will get the sack first?
Well, it depends how we start. Moyes is going to be up there because he's under a lot of pressure, isn't he? But
I think Hodgson.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, maybe Roy Hodgson.
You reckon at Palace? Yeah,
he's getting on a bit. And now Eddie Howe's free. He's the sort of manager that they'd go for, wouldn't they? Yeah, someone said there, Frank Lampard. That's a good shout because I know he's a Chelsea legend and that, but they've asked spent some money and he's got a lot of pressure on him this season. You know, they've got to deliver something. You know, top 4 and a trophy is a minimum for them. They've got to. See, the thing is, these teams like United and Chelsea and that, they've got to close the gap on Liverpool and City. And I mean, Liverpool haven't really strengthened. I mean, they don't really have to strengthen much, but they haven't really done a lot in the transfer window. You know, so it's going to be an interesting season. I think the gap will be a lot closer this season than it was last season.
I'm trying to think of a. I don't think it'll be Moyes. I think Chelsea will stick with Lampard. I'm going to say Brendan Rodgers. I don't think Leicester are going to be as good this season as they were last, and I think they'll
first sack manager Brendan Rodgers.
Yep.
All right. Would you rather be a fat Jagger or a bald Rod Stewart?
I think I'd rather be a fat Mick Jagger.
Yeah, fat Jagger, same.
Yeah, I don't see what I'm bald anyway, so I might as well be a bald Rod Stewart. I'll just be Rod Stewart. I don't know what else to say.
Or would you rather be a lanky Elton John?
What with the big boots?
Yeah, big shoes.
What, they're just stuck on all the time? You can't even like take them off when you go to bed.
Never. You got to have a bath in them and everything.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You got to walk down the shop in there.
You're trying to drive in them,
walking around Tesco's, knocking everything off the shelf. Yeah, imagine trying to drive in them. It was always fucking.
Oh shit! That's what the question. What's your favourite form of potato?
Jacket potato.
Sweet.
Is that potato?
Sweet potato.
Yeah, sweet potato.
Swede.
No, sweet potato.
I like
a roasty as well. You can't beat a roast.
Roasty, yeah, roasted potato is good. But I like mash. I've got right into mash lately.
Yeah, mash is nice.
Ben says ash browns. I do like ash browns, I must admit. But do you know the only thing with mashed browns is I don't like the frozen ones. Yeah, I don't like the ones that you get up like Aldi or whatever or Tesco's or something. You put them in the oven. I don't like them. They always taste like shit. They always taste like ice and fucking. I don't know.
I see. There's people in the thing are saying someone's just tried to prank us by saying Declan Rice has been accepted, but I always have Sky Sports News on, so I'm sure if that was happening, it'll be flashing up.
Imagine you'd paused it for an hour.
Yeah, it was on +1. Oh yeah, I paused it by accident. Oh shit!
Yarmolenko going to China.
Yeah,
I see that. Yeah. Would you swap him for Arnie?
Yes. Fucking all day
That's
long.
A good question. Let me put that up on the screen. Let me type that out. Ryan Archer.
I would swap him for Arnie. If they had if they said you can take him back and I fucking would. I would.
Someone's put potato smiles up. That's a good one. You can't beat a potato smile.
Yeah, I like them as well. What's your favourite meat on a roast dinner?
Lamb.
All day long. I think that's what you go to, isn't it? Roast dinner. That's when it's special days.
Yeah.
Jelly deals are wrong. Discuss.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of them.
I fucking hate jelly deals, man.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever had them.
I have had them once. I had a roll mop once and I puked my guts up.
I like a roll mop. I don't mind a roll mop.
No.
You don't what?
Yeah, man, I like to roll mop. I ain't had one for years.
I had these roll mops. Remember when we went to the Christmas party, right?
Yeah.
I picked one up and I started fucking eating it, and it fucking made me.
Yeah, I don't like it. I've tasted one before. I didn't like it.
Do you know what? I ain't had a roll mop since the 90s.
This is a classic question: pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yeah, all day long, mate. All day long.
It does go with a ham, I must admit, but I'm not a lover of pineapple on pizza.
This guy, I love it. I reckon it might be my best topping.
It is my favourite pizza. Hawaiian is my favourite pizza, mate.
I swear my life, right? Back me up on this because you was there, yeah. I remember Mexico, yeah. 2005? Was it 2005 when we went for the?
Yeah, the first time, yeah.
Yeah, when we went for the football thing, right? It was at a hotel. And like they got a little snack, they got like a little outside snack bar, yeah. And there's pizzas, they put pizzas out, yeah. But the geezer was cooking them, yeah. And everybody was waiting for ham and pineapple, right? There was loads of pizzas there, and everyone was waiting for the ham and pineapple. And it took ages to cook. I must have been waiting there 50, and I happened to be at the front of the queue, right? And it took ages to cook, right? And he put it in this little cabinet thing, And as he put it in this little cabinet thing, I just slid the whole thing onto my plate and walked off. Do you remember?
Yeah. I remember Brownlow looking, going, "You eating all that?" We went, "Yeah." And he was queuing up, and then Webbo nicked the other one, didn't he?
The whole fucking pizza, the whole fucking big pizza, man. I just slid it on my plate, and the people's faces behind me, man. It was a sight. Even the fucking boss man that was cooking it went, "Hey." Do another one.
But the thing is, that's what all inclusive is about, mate. Take it while you can.
And on an ice cream about that big.
Yeah. Do you remember when we put the chili
in the ice cream? I was trying.
When we put the chili sauce in Brownlow's burger, and he bit it, and he was pretending it weren't hot, and he went, "I've just got a car toilet," and he put his mouth under the tap, and he was crying.
Someone's put beer of choice and shot of choice. I'll go beer of choice first.
Beer of choice, probably. I'd say Corona on draft, which is you don't really get a lot over here. But I like San Miguel. I like San Miguel. Moretti. I like that. Yeah. I know people slag it off as well, but I don't actually mind a Carling. I prefer Carling than Foster's, and that's like the two probably weakest beers you could get. But
I can't stand Carling. I really don't.
Carling fresh on the dry. It's not my first choice, but if I had to choose out of two,
mate. Remember back in the days, when they bought them extra cold ones out, we used to smash the Carlings down.
Yeah, mate, Carling extra cold in the Weatherspoons, like 150. Ice cold glass. Before we used to go in O'Neill's, used to get pissed up in the Weatherspoons over the road. They
smash them down 12, 15 at a time.
They stroll over. They sort of roll over to fucking O'Neill's. We never used to have to queue up because the bouncers knew us, and they used to just let us in, and everyone used to give us 30 looks.
Right, this is the funny thing, yeah. You used to go and get fucking hammered in the Weatherspoons, and there used to be there's an O'Neill's on call. If anyone knows Leighton and Stone, they'll know where I'm talking about. Weatherspoons. The O'Neill's is just a short walk away. So you go in Weatherspoons to get your cheap.
What was it called? The Walnut or something, wasn't it?
Walnut, yeah, the Walnut. He's going to, but on the way between there's a McDonald's. So Ryan used to be dragging me away because I was just fucking ready to go and have a double cheeseburger.
Yeah, he used to just soak it up. Yeah, favorite shot.
Mine's Sambuca.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, I don't mind the Sambuca, but I'd rather have Sambuca than the tequila. I like the black Sambuca.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't like any of that shit. I like do you know what? If I was to choose one, I think it'd be tequila.
Do you know what? I don't like tequila because of obviously what happened in Mexico. It made me feel ill. But tequila rosé, I don't mind. I know it's more of a dessert than a shot.
Yeah.
Like it's like a fucking
I bet you the other week that's quite.
That's
nice.
it. A lot of people are saying Jaeger bombs. I did used to like Jaeger bombs, but I think they get a bit boring after a while, especially when you're handing about 10 of them in like.
I can't stand Jaeger bombs.
Do you remember that Christmas we went out and I went up to the bar just to get like a couple and I ended up buying that big 2 trays, like it was like 50 quid's worth. I thought, fuck it, it's Christmas. And I just remember Nicky turning around and just going to, what was he said? You went like shots or something.
No, tequila and Sambuca are the go-to for me for shots. Baby Guinness.
Yeah.
Baby Guinness. Baby Guinness is nice.
There's one for you, right?
Oh, mate. Do you know what? Funny enough, I was watching there was like a 20-minute video yesterday. It come up on Facebook, and it was like The Rock's funniest moments. And I forget how good that geezer was, but I don't know. I was a big Stone Cold fan back in the day, but I don't know. I don't know. I like them both. That's a tough one. I'll probably have to go for the Rock for his just how good he was on the mic. Best ever for me. Unbelievable. Some of the stuff he'd done, like just on off script and things like that. Yeah, but Stone Cold is a wrestler. But yeah, Stone Cold only had 2 moves, didn't he? Let's be honest. He used to jump on you and punch you while he was on the floor and then give you a stunner, and that was it. And then he'd roll off and chuck a beer in the air.
That was some of the best WWE. That was the Rock and Stone Cold area. That was
WWF, mate.
The Attitude Era was the best, mate. I mean, I grew up as we all did in the 80s, early 90s. So we grew up with Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Bulldog, and all that. But for storylines and just that era of Attitude, that was the best, without a doubt. They'll never get that back.
No way. I'm going for Stone Cold though. I love Stone Cold.
Yeah, I was a big Stone Cold fan. I met Stone Cold as well.
That's probably why, because I met The Rock. So that's I'm siding with him a bit. Let's have a WrestleMania match.
Eat a pickled onion out of Sullivan's belly button for $1,000, or eat a grape out of Gold's ass for 50 grand. Grape, man.
Oh, mate, I'd lick that grape out. I'm skint at the moment.
That with me knob.
I'd be right in there as well.
Most embarrassing night out.
Oh, fuck me. How long we got?
Embarrassing night out, Scott.
I can't remember.
Probably when his card declined in the Weatherspoons.
My most embarrassing night is the one I can't remember.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can't remember. I've probably got loads, but I can't.
Mine's got to be Mexico when we went that first night, because I really don't remember it. And
was that the one when you was dancing on the beach having a good time, and I just speared you out of nowhere?
Yeah. We went to a beach party first day we land. I tried to smoke a cigar. I was so drunk I tried to smoke a cigar, but I took it lit end towards me, and I fucking missed my mouth and dabbed it out my face. I fucking ended up right, did I?
Yeah, I just remember that day because we had that long flight. We do the typical thing. We checked in. We got me and you were sharing. So we got our room key, and everyone went, "Oh look, let's just put our bags in the room and we'll have a couple, and then we'll have an early night." And I just remember we was walking back. The bar shut about 11. We was walking back to the hotel, and this geezer just come out. And where you going? When our boss were tired, long flight. He went, "Nah." He went, "Come with us," and he just showed us this like secret beach party. And we was up to about 6 in the morning.
They was giving us tequila slammers.
Yeah. Oh, what was them Diablos with a Tabasco sauce in it?
Yeah, and all that sort of stuff, right? And I just got out of it. Like I just drunk so. And in the end, I was leaning on the bar. My face was laying on the bar. I was puking up, but I was slamming my hand in the sick gas slammers.
Oh yeah.
And in the end, right?
And he was drinking the shots, but he wasn't, because they used to put a tissue over the top of the shot. But Nicky got to that point where he weren't even taking the tissue off. He was just down in it, and all the tissue was stuck to his face.
In the tissue as well. And then in the end, they had to carry me home on a sack barrow because I was so out of it. I lost my shoes. And then they tried to undress me. I don't remember this, but apparently they tried to undress me. I've just got a lot of second wind, like I'm out of it. They're putting me in bed, like taking my clothes off, getting me in bed, and then I went, wah, and I run out the door, and they couldn't find me. And some scouse geezer found me on the beach.
Yeah, he ran down the hallway naked, like all his arse was going everywhere. And I just went, "Oh fuck this!" I laid down and went to sleep. And Gripper come in and asked me if I got a fag. I went, "I don't even smoke. Get out of my room."
Yeah.
And then about 4 days later, we found his shoes in the canoe on the beach.
In the canoe, yeah.
And he had his wanker shorts on. He had, them Union Jack shorts that people wear on holiday. Because his mum packed the wrong clothes. She packed his little brother's clothes. Or Gary was only must have been about 10 at the time. So Nicky pulled out these pair of shorts. They were about that big. Oh, fucking hell, man.
Someone's put in the chat, their most embarrassing night out is they kissed their mate's mum.
What?
Oh, fucking hell.
I watched one of my mates' mums get shagged up the wall.
Oh, yeah, Ox. I remember that.
Everyone's laughing.
He had a big leather jacket on.
I walked out the pub and some geezer was giving my mate's mum one up the wall. I just turned around and walked around the other way.
Yeah, I've got to go home.
Tell the story about when Chris was putting out Mike ate the hot pie. I think we've talked about this before.
Oh, that was funny, man. I've never seen someone bite into a pie and not even test the waters, to see if it's hot, and just bit straight into it, and it burned. It was burning him, and he was just going like that.
Have you ever drunk with a Russian It's not an offer, but if you'll be somewhere near me. Have I ever drunk with a Russian?
I suppose we're drunk with Cobra. He's Polish. So that's got
Polish, yeah. I went to a Polish wedding, man. That wrecked me.
Yeah,
Mum,
all them sort of boys can drink Russians,
yeah.
Polish, and all that. They love their vodka and they love their drink. Do you remember when we went to his barbecue and we was all sitting in a circle? There must have been about 10 of us, and they done this thing where you had to take a shot of vodka and then pass the bottle to the left. And we've done 2 bottles in about 10 minutes. It's just non-stop shots.
Ridiculous, yeah.
And then they give you that cherry drink to take away the burning sensation.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand up, Scott.
This Polish wedding, it was 2 days, and I didn't even know it was 2 days, right? Mate of mine got married, and it's like he booked a 2-day wedding. I didn't know, right? So I got married. The longest fucking church service I've ever been to in my life, and obviously it was in Polish. I didn't have a fucking all I knew is I kept on having to stand up and sit down, and then they wanted me to eat a bit of bread, right? That's true, right? And then
I can imagine you moaning about standing up, and then they go here and they give you a slice of bread.
I was going mad, and then they went, "Come up to have the bread." I went up there. I fucking took about 6 slices of this little bread and a little drop of wine, and I sat back down. I was happy then. And then they took this wedding, right? This wedding venue, beautiful place, man, massive place. And I remember my mate who got married. He said, "Come look at this." To us, like we was the only English people there. And there's just a room that was like a fridge that must have been the size of his bedroom that was just fucking wall to wall vodka, like 1/2 litre bottles of vodka, right? And they was for the tables. I was like, what the fuck? Why is there so much? That's what they drink there, like. And the thing is, you got a tradition there. Someone comes over to your table, they pour you a shot, you drink it, and then you pour them a shot back.
That's what we was doing in the garden, weren't we?
Yeah. So no. They pour the 2 shots, so 1 each, and then you have to pour 1 back, so you have 1 each as well. So you're both giving each other shots, right?
I'm liking this show. Look, we're getting invites all over the world here. Look, Roy and May Jr., mate, beers and shots. If we ever make it to Texas,
I'm sure we will at one point.
I'll crawl over there for that.
Yeah. So every time you're speaking to someone, you're drinking 2 shots. Yeah. We were in this place at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They brought out about 7 dinners. Yeah. And
I bet you loved it. You was in your element. Bread, dinners,
my life, right? And do you know, like you normally have like a 7, it was like a 10-course meal or something, right? And they brought out 7 dinners. You know, like you normally get like little bits. These were full fucking dinners. Like I had chicken, Kiev and chips on one of them. Yeah. And all that sort of thing. Yeah. So, but they just keep on coming over. And because you're English and you're like a guest, everybody wants to come over and fucking talk to you. Yeah, everybody. So every time someone comes over, you're drinking 2 shots. And about 6 o'clock, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm going to my mate. I've had a blinding night. He's going, "No, it's not even the afternoon, you dickhead."
Oh, Wagsy's laugh says you make it to Basildon and he'll give us a good time in Las Vegas. I actually work in Basildon now, so anytime, mate.
I'll come to mate. You fucking get your wallet out. We'll have it.
Nicky only lives down the road. We're
and a few nights out down there, though, won't we?
We'll get on it. I can't wait till we can all go back to normal and proper get out and get on it. And
UFC says I got stuck in the turnstile way at Southampton 4 seasons ago.
Yeah, the turnstiles are quite tight down there, aren't they? At St Mary's. He's one of them. Yeah,
I suffer with that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? I blame the bag, but it ain't the bag. It's the bag. But it ain't me normally. You will ever any Texas style barbecue, anything like that? Over
just the way he's written that, you can tell he's proper Texan, can't you? Yo, Texas style barbecue,
anything like that over there.
I heard him sitting there in a big cowboy hat as well, like on his porch.
Do you know what?
I'd love to go to Texas. Like, you know, I go to America and you go to the touristy places, don't you? But somewhere like Texas is somewhere where I really would like to go. I've been down there.
I've been Texas, right? And I've been
the fucking petrol garage.
And I must admit, Texas is the nicest place I've been in America because I didn't go to the tourist areas, but I never had a Texas barbecue. like Texas style barbecue. So
y'all never had a Texas barbecue, Scott?
Huh?
How can you go to Texas and not have barbecue?
We didn't have
That's like logging on to West Ham Fan TV and not buying a T-shirt.
I went to
Exactly.
Texas. I went to Texas. It snowed. Right, it snowed in Texas when I was out there. Literally, we turned up. It was baking hot. Within 2 days, it snowed.
I'm logging him off because he's talking nonsense.
Roy May Jr. Does it snow in Texas?
I'm telling you, it snowed in Texas.
I was in New York when it snowed once, and that was fucking terrible, mate. It was like minus fucking 30 there. Horrible.
The closest I've had to Texas style barbecue, and it's nothing like Texas style barbecue to be honest, but I had a barbecue in America. I had it in Florida. I didn't like it.
The food's so different out there, isn't it? It's so much nicer.
Mm-hmm.
I love my country. I love England, but the food, I know that they say, oh, it's big portions, all that. But when you go to the proper restaurants out there and it ain't, and you sit there and you don't fill yourself up with big plates, food's so much nice. Their barbecue sauces are always spot on as well. I want to go Texas now. Fucking coronavirus. Save me some meat.
Cold night in Fulham. Nicky stuck in a turnstile. Yeah, mate. I come out like a Hot Wheels fucking car.
Oh yeah, we've got another offer here. Orlando. Fucking. I think we need to go on an American tour.
I'm going. Do you know what? There was a little while ago before lockdown, we was preparing to go to America. Someone offered us to go over there, and we was all talking about going over there. But obviously, the lockdown happened, and I don't think it happened for a while yet. But there may be.
See that? See, snow's in Texas. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Orlando. I'd live in Orlando. Oh, God's honest truth. I know that Troops has just been offered to go to New York, right? To go and live in New York. He's gone to work for Whistle Sports. And I said to Chloe, if they offered me, would you go? And she said, nah. I said, what about if it was on Orlando? She'd go, yeah.
Mate,
here's one for you here, Nick. Have you ever forgot a ticket to a game? Nicky gets a season ticket every week.
My more rare stories are the stories when I've bought it.
The funniest one I can remember was when me and Nicky went to the playoff final against Palace, and Nicky was holding his ticket all the way up there, and we was just outside about to go in, and I think was it your mum said to you, "Oh, Nick, you got your ticket?"
Yeah,
and you looked down and you didn't have it, and I thought he was mucking about, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the road, we could just see Nicky's ticket blowing off, and we're just both chasing it down the road. But all them people that was outside town for tickets, they must have thought if they would have seen that, they'd have thought their luck all come at once. I'd have been sitting next to some right random bloke.
It'd be like Willy Wonka, you know, with a golden ticket and all of that shit. Honestly, it would have been like that. My ticket was just.
What was the game we went when we was younger, and you held the ticket in your hand all the way on the coach up,
Leicester.
and then I nicked it out of your wallet when we got to the turnstile, and you couldn't find it.
That was Leicester.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't. It was when we got to the services, and I was just getting off the coach. I looked in my wallet to see if I got any money. And I stopped at the fucking coach door, and everyone was ramming into the tank.
I remember that. That was at Filbert Street, wasn't it? When we beat them 3-1 when Di Canio and one chop. That was funny, man.
That's when we couldn't drive, man. That's when we was kids.
Yeah, that's when we had to get the. Do you remember that time we got the coach up there, the club coach, and they put that porn on by mistake?
Yeah,
and the geezer was panicking. And the geezer was panicking, pressing the button.
It was a fucking woman with no legs getting and the kid was going to his double stairs. And the geezer was pressing the fucking stop button. He was going, this is meant to be gimme, gimme, gimme.
I was just thinking about that bloke, the one that was sitting next to us, and they kept putting gimme, gimme, gimme on all the time, and he kept moaning. And the other coach pulled up next to us and he went, they got fucking fools and horses on there.
True. Geezer was sweating, man. He was like a steward. You know, they have stewards on there. They used to put the videos on. He was kept on pressing stop and he couldn't stop it. And it was like a fucking bird, like an amputee getting shagged. And he was going, this is meant to be gimme, gimme, gimme.
They used to put some random films on that coach. Remember that? What was that other one they put on? That It's like Cookie's Fortune or something.
Oh yeah.
And then this is how tight the club are. They put a pirate video of the Matrix on that you couldn't even see. It was just all scrambled.
Yeah, you couldn't even see it.
Fucking hell.
But it's funny because like you just think that what was that? That's 20 years ago, probably, but maybe a bit more than 20 years ago now. And think about how much it's changed in that time. Everybody can watch something different, you know what I mean, on their phones and their iPads and everything else. You know what I mean? It's like I was talking to my other half the other day about our son. His granddad took him down to Devon, like it's like a fucking 4-hour, 5-hour drive. And I remember when I was young, going to Clacton and places like that, and thinking it was the furthest fucking place away because it seemed like it took forever in my mind, like as a child. But I said to him, "COYI, he's going to struggle, isn't he?" And like he got there. And they went, "Come on, you ready?" He went, "Oh, we're here already." He'd been in the car for 5 hours because he's been sitting there playing on his games. How different the world is now, eh?
It's a good one. John Bridgewater, top 3 comedy sitcoms. I think we'd all say Fools and Horses, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one because there's so many. I mean, I'm going to have to chuck Mr. Bean in there. I still now, I watch Mr. Bean now. Really, I just love it. It cracks me up. There weren't many episodes, but it was just genius. And I'll probably have to say like the In-Betweeners as well.
Yeah,
I love the In-Betweeners.
In-Betweeners was hilarious.
Yeah, Gavin, you got Gavin and Stacey that I like. What's the other ones? Max and Paddy. I loved Max and Paddy.
See, I love Friends.
Yeah, I like Friends as well, Scott.
Friends
I can watch it. Every time I get home from fucking work, you put it on because you know it's guaranteed to be on.
Yeah.
The thing is with Friends, it's aged badly.
Yeah, of course
really badly. Yeah. You know, it's very like you look at it now, the sort of comedy, you know, it had been stitches in the 90s, but it's all sexual innuendo and all that. And I just think it's a little bit.
Yeah, you got to think it's coming up to nearly 20 years ago that it finished.
Years, you know what I mean? But Fools and Horses is always going to be top for me. Always. Gonna be.
Yeah. Fools and Horses, no matter how many times you watch it, you still giggle.
I was watching the one where they paint Denzel's flat the other day. I've seen that millions of times, and I still laugh at the same bits all the time because I know it's coming and I know it's funny.
I liked Blackadder was another big one for me. I loved Blackadder. Used to love Blackadder, and I don't know whether it counts as a sitcom, but The Office, the original Office.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? I tried to start watching that. I've never seen that before. I tried watching it during lockdown. I'll be honest with you, I didn't like it.
Yeah,
episodes. I didn't like it.
I never got into The Office. I love Afterlife. Afterlife was really good, but I've never got into The Office.
Oh yes, Benidorm. That's the one. Benidorm. I love it.
I didn't like Benidorm.
Oh, mate, nah, the first 5 seasons of Benidorm are fucking funny. It got a bit boring towards the end because they had to sort of cut it down a bit. But you watch the first 3, maybe 4 seasons of Benidorm, it is fucking classic.
Sam binged watched every season during lockdown.
Oh, we did as well.
Yeah, it just worked for me.
Well, Benidorm.
Yeah.
I never really got into it, to be honest. It's just
same. I come home and watched it with her, and she's laughing, and I'm like, yeah, don't find it that funny. Yeah.
Did you ever pretend to fall asleep when they passed the hat around for the driver? Good away memory.
Yeah, definitely.
And in there.
So you could get away with that now because no one really carries cash now. But then they've probably got a chip and pin walking around with.
Why are you paying the driver for doing his job?
Yeah, I know, but you always tip drivers, didn't you? It's like some people still when they get off the a double-decker bus say thank you to the driver. I still do that. I haven't been on a double-decker bus for a few years now, but and the other thing as well is the pie and mash shop's the only shop in the world where you take your plate up to the counter after you finished. Always do that. I've always done that since I was younger. George's Pie and Mash. Always used to do it. It's just polite, isn't it? Because I think with Pie and Mash, they was run by like 9 times out of 10 old school East End people. Like, so you just felt polite, didn't you, to take your plate up to the counter after.
Away day you haven't been to in ages that you miss. Palace. I ain't been Palace for a while.
Yeah, Palace is always a good away day. I haven't.
First year I've not been in Palace this year for a long time.
Trying to think.
Because you don't go at the M25, you prick.
I get at the M25, not that often, but I get at the M25.
Someone's put worst TV program. Chris Mills has put worst TV program, Mrs. Brown's Boys or Love Island. I've never watched Love Island, and Mrs. Brown's Boys definitely not for me. I watched one episode of it. I don't like all that. I just didn't get it.
I've watched Mrs. Brown Boys. Don't get that. Didn't find that funny in Love Island.
I mean, you're going back years now, and they'll never be able to replay it now. But Little Britain was
hilarious.
Little Britain was so funny. Loved it.
Have you ever been to Ellen Road Leeds Ground? I went once when I was about 10, but I haven't been since. No, obviously.
I've never been Ellen Road. That's why I was hoping that this season we'd be able to go to games.
I wouldn't. I don't watch Love Island. I've never watched that. I don't watch any of that stuff.
I feel bad that I'm probably out of the whole channel. I've seen more Love Island than everyone else. That's terrible. It's awful.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's car crash.
Mason out on loan, looking very likely because of him being unhappy at Chelsea. Not to us.
I'll take it, man.
I couldn't see that being part of the Rice deal because they'd probably want to play together, wouldn't they? But maybe, I don't know.
Oh, fuck. Keep on clicking on the wrong things. Jim Smith or Gary Lineker? Jim Smith.
Gary Lineker.
Can't stand Gary Lineker, so Jim Smith.
I think he means Jim White.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Jim Smith's the old Derby manager, isn't he?
Okay, when I was having doing videos about Jim White, I kept on saying Jim Smith.
Oh yeah, I was watching it. I was like, why is he having to go Jim Smith? He's dead. Poor bastard.
But if it's
Jim White or Gary Lineker,
it's Jim Smith.
Yeah, I'm saying if it is Jim White or Gary Lineker, it's a tough choice, but I can't stand Gary
Jim
Lineker.
White. No,
I don't mind Gary Lineker.
I can't stand
he needs to cut out all the little cheesy little jokes that he does. Like that's like back in the 90s, them little cheesy things.
His brother is a fucking weapon.
Did you see that video of him when he got pushed in the swimming pool?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, check his hard drive. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I see him the other day fucking in a gym. And there's a bird. I mean, to be fair, right, I'm going to give him his due here, right? Geezer's sort of like a club. He owns nightclubs and that. And young girls throw themselves at him because he's got money and he owns the clubs. And they know that someone starts shagging him for 2 weeks in Ibiza. They know they're going to fucking drink for 2 weeks in Ibiza and not spend a penny. And that's why they do it. And there's obviously some bird there because I don't know what the fuck she was doing, but she was leaning up against some fucking weight rack, right? And she's folded herself right over. So her ass is up in the air and her legs are touching behind her head like that. And he was doing these leg jumps on this box. Yeah. On this, you know, when you stand and you jump on the box and all that.
Yeah.
He was doing that. And she's waggling her ass around and all that. And she's obviously there just to fucking wag it at him and just say, look at this. And all of a sudden he's like, looked. It's obviously caught his eye, and as he's jumped, he's just fucking gone like he slipped off the box and gone fucking head first into the box. Like the geezer's just a meme of himself. He's just a fucking arsehole, to be honest with you. But people have a go at him and they call him a weapon and they call him a nonce and all that, like we have. But he's in Ibiza. He's got fucking millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds, and fucking 21-year-old women are fucking chucking themselves at him. So
he's living the life.
He's living the life he wants, I suppose.
Kevin Hart or Eddie Murphy?
Oh, Eddie Murphy all day long.
Eddie
Murphy.
See what comes out in December.
Another Beverly
America too.
Apparently there's rumours are another Beverly Hills Cop as well.
What is this about West Ham or not? Yeah, the first hour and a half was this is the Ask Us Anything thing. So go back and watch it from the beginning if you want to hear about West Ham and all that.
We always do it like this. It's Friday night, mate. This is what
we always have a little bit of a laugh at the end, especially with West Ham. As you can imagine, it's all a bit negative sometimes, but we like to let our hair down. Well, what we've got left of it.
let my hair down in the sink.
You left your hair in 99.
I let my hair down in 99 and I never got it back.
I'm sure there's a bit of your hair still in the beak.
Yeah. Would you consider giving Declan a number 6 shirt if he wanted it? No.
No, they've retired it, didn't they? I mean,
it's a retirement reason.
Yeah, I'm a bit, I don't know, retiring shirts, but I suppose Bobby Moore's a special case in it. At least it ain't like Birmingham retiring a shirt number because a 13-year-old left them or whatever it was to go to Germany.
No one should ever get the number 6. I'm a bit pissed off that they.
I think I'd like to see Declan Rice get it because the last person that had it was Matty Upson. So I'd like to see maybe Declan Rice get it and then retire.
You bring it out retirement, and let's be fair, he'd be gone in 2 years, so you'll all be slagging him off then. Luke Morgan says favourite Hugh Grant film.
Love Actually is a good film.
Who?
Love Actually,
good film. Yeah, the new one's good. You know the Guy Ritchie film that came out in the new.
I want to watch that. King.
Yeah.
Is it King?
No, it's not Kinky Boots.
No, not Kinky Boots.
I can't remember what it's called, but it was really good, and he was good in it.
Why am I thinking The Kingsman? It's not that though, is it?
Do you know what? Right, I never fancied The Kingsman. I can't remember what the film's called. It's called.
I'll find out now. Go on, so carry on.
The Gentleman.
Gentleman, that's it.
The Kingsman, right? I never fancied that. I never really liked that geezer, that Tarantino, whatever his name is. Taron Egerton or whatever his name is, right?
Is he the one that played Queen, wasn't he? Freddie Mercury.
No, he played Elton John.
Oh, Elton John, yeah, that's it.
And I'll tell you what, I watched that Kingsman, that was brilliant. And I watched them both back to back, and that's how good they were.
Kingsman's good. The second one, Elton John's brilliant in the second one.
Oh, he's in it, yeah, he's in it, yeah.
He's quality in that one.
Right, we're going to start wrapping it up now. Lock, stock, or match.
I can't answer that. I love them both equally. I think they're brilliant films.
They are good films. I'm going Lock, Stock.
I like Snatch. I preferred Snatch. Snatch end of. Favorite video game. Oh, fuck's sake, where's my mouse gone? Favorite video game. Ryan's his Knockout King 99. I can answer that for him.
I was going to say probably Super Mario, the first one, mine. But I did like Super Mario 3 when you used to get the feather and you used to get the towel and fly. Do you remember who was the one that used to? Was it King Cooper used to spit the eggs at you?
I can't remember who the fuck it was. I got it yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog. I love
classics. I love the classic.
Fallout is mine. I love them games because they're very in depth.
This one, Angelina Jolie or Jennifer Aniston?
No fucking Jennifer all day long.
This is all date depending, right? Because now I'm going Jennifer Aniston, but 10 years ago I'm going Angelina Jolie.
It's always been Aniston.
The Tomb Raider Angelina.
Now she looks like a tombstone.
Will we be on AFTV next week? I'm pretty sure we will. Yes. The Big Lebowski or Kingpin?
Kingpin.
I got to say the Big Lebowski, man. I love the Big Lebowski.
You know what I'm saying?
Bowling when he's got the fucking hair flapping at the end, man. That's fucking.
You know what? I'm saying Kingpin, but I can't. I've seen the Big Lebowski, but I can't really remember it. But yeah, no, I've got to go Kingpin. That's Bill Murray's so funny in that.
I've not seen Kingpin. I've seen Big Lebowski, not Kingpin, so I can't.
Yeah. Yo, I'm the third cousin of famous footballer Scott Chipperfield. Well done. Third cousin. Who remembers Premier League highlights on ITV? It's a beautiful day theme song.
Yeah, with Adrian Charles as the fucking presenter. Didn't they have Ali McQuist on there as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Listen, I love Ali McQuist. He's brilliant on TalkSport.
Metal Gear Solid 1 or Resident Evil 1, Scott?
Never played Metal Gear Solid, so got to say Resident Evil.
Yeah, Resident Evil for me. Will you play FIFA 21? I don't know. Why is it all video games now?
Probably not, because I ain't turned my PS4 on for about a year.
Bacon on a cheeseburger?
No.
Not for me.
Yes.
Not for. Do you know what? Why I don't? I like bacon. I like bacon sandwich and that. Yeah, but like if I ever have, do you know, like when you get chicken burger and it's got bacon in it, I take it out because, for me, it's a waste of fucking. It's a waste of calories because I don't even fucking taste it. Maybe that's because I fucking wolf it down so quick. I just like push it up like a Scooby snack. I
just fucking pile it in.
But no, I just can't really taste it when I've got like a burger or a chicken. But I just think, what's the point? Like, there's no point in having it in there. Here's one for you, Ryan.
I'm going to go Rise of the Foot Soldier. I love the first. Do you know what? I like all four. 4 weren't good. 3 was all right. 1 and 2 were brilliant. Number 1 was the best one, though. I do like that. But they're all the same, innit they? They're all the same stories and that. They got the new one coming out, innit they? They're doing another one. It's the Tony Tucker story, and Vinnie Jones is in this one.
How many fucking times can I tell the same story?
No, what they're doing is they're going, like, obviously the last one was the Pat Tate story. So it sort of goes back to show them how they all met and all.
You got that haircut?
Yeah, he's still got that haircut like the
haircut. I'll watch it then.
But yeah, Vinnie Jones is in this one, so that'd be interesting.
Fucking hell, his career's gone down a pan.
No, I watched him on that Piers Morgan the other night, man. He brought a tear to my eye. Felt so sorry for him. So sorry for him.
Fucking have my favourite page 3 girl. I don't really remember page 3 girls.
Melinda Messenger.
That's what I was saying, Melinda Messenger.
Yeah, that was in the 80s, man. You don't remember that.
Huh? Sam Fox was 80s.
All right. We met Sam Fox at the Canio night.
Yeah. She looked 80.
No, I'll be honest, mate. She looked good.
She did look good for her age, mate. She
looked good for her age. I liked, do you know what I liked? And it was because we was at a similar age at the time. Remember Keely Hazel?
Keely Hazel, yeah.
Who was the other one? The two birds that used to do nuts. You had Lucy Pinder and who was I can't remember the other one.
Fuck knows.
The last.
I know. Do you remember what was her name? Oh, I can't remember. It's so fucking long ago. Linda Lizard. Linda Lizard.
Linda
What was her name? Was it Peter?
Oh, it's got.
She lives around here. She was one of the last famous page 3 women.
Put your cock away.
Kids upstairs. Abby Titmus. That's it. Abby Titmus.
Abby Titmus, yeah.
Lucy Pinder and Abby Titmus.
All right, we're starting to wrap up now. Have you got a question, Scott? Have you got one, Ryan?
Nah. Bacon on a cheeseburger. Nah, I think we've had loads tonight. We've been on nearly 2 hours, haven't we?
Yeah, we have been on nearly 2 hours.
How much is cutting it short? It's been our longest show.
Have you seen Cobra Kai? Got back at 4 and ain't stopped watching it till now. I've seen it all. I fucking loved it. But it's gone on to Netflix now. I told Ryan to watch it.
Yeah, it's on my list.
That's a classic. That's never going to leave us, that question. I still think of it. Every time I see Jimmy Walker, I just think of it. I always think of that.
I remember Uncle Buck.
I was just about to pull that one up. Home Alone or Uncle Buck. That's a tough
Buck. Uncle Buck.
I loved Home Alone. Such a good movie.
Good Christmas film. Really good Christmas film. It's Uncle Buck for me, man. I just love John Candy. That's
do the theme tune for Home Alone. That sounds like, you remember when you the old days where you used to have to download your own ringtone?
That was it. That was it. I'll prove it to you, you fucking.
Any of you
That's like Tetris.
Any of you watch Lucifer?
Nah.
Very
TV. Don't have time.
very, very good program. I've watched it all up until this season. I've got to watch the new season.
Right, we've got nearly 600 people still watching us now, probably thinking, what the three prats doing? I'll wrap it up
now. One more. What do you reckon the beer price is going to be at the London Stadium? £9 a pint. By the time we get back, mate, with all the ways going, it'll probably be about £45 a pint.
Yeah. And you remember them fucking, what was they, £50 hot dogs they were doing for the baseball? That's what probably hot dogs, the little hot dogs would be at the London Stadium. Well, we've got to make our money back.
He's going to come. That is going to come.
Little Mo with a gimpy leg on a wet bandit.
Oh, little Mo with a gimpy leg, cheeks, only back, clear. I could go on forever, baby. Yeah, but do you know what would have been better if it had been wet bandits or sticky bandits?
Wet bandits or sticky bandits, yeah. It's got to be the wet bandits.
What a kick up bollocks that. Someone rubs you out and then they flood it.
Yeah, but they do that sort of shit, man. I remember once when our ice got robbed when I was a kid, someone done a shit in a drawer. I'm not joking either.
Sorry about that, mate.
Your fucking socks are ruined.
All right, come on, Nick, do your outro.
Right. Thank you very much for watching us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Friday Night Pint. Thank you very much for joining us all through the summer. We are back now. The Premier League is back. We're going to have to reduce the time of these. And I'm a bit disappointed because I really do enjoy these. To be honest with you, these last sort of, it's been so depressing talking about West Ham. These last sort of hours of the shows have really helped me get through. We've all had tough times. I've had a real tough time during, since March and all that sort of stuff. And these have really cheered me up. We haven't seen each other. So we met up yesterday, me and Scott and Dan, for the first time. Ryan had to wait indoors, but
I wasn't invited.
No, we didn't invite him.
Saying that, I've had to take Monday off of work now because they've got to come around and fit the new water tank.
Oh, really?
What I fucking need. But then again, it's got to be done. It's got to be done, innit? Yeah.
So it's been like fantastic, and I'm sure we've all got each other through. Everyone that joins these chats, and I've seen the numbers are going up and up with the people watching them. Like when we first started doing them, a couple of hundred people watching them, and now at a peak today was not nearly 1,000. So we've really enjoyed them. We're not going away. We are going to carry on doing them, but they're just going to be a bit shorter. We're going to look at the game from last week, and there's going to be so much content coming up that we're going to find it a little bit more difficult to fit these 2 hours in.
Can't we do an hour on Tuesday, hour on Thursday?
You got to think as well. We're going to have post-match pint as well, so we're going to cover a lot of the football.
Yeah.
I'll poke your fucking post-match pint.
But thank you so much for everyone for joining us on these Friday nights. We've really enjoyed it. Back to the Premier League season tomorrow. As I say, the content isn't going to stop. Join up on a Patreon. The link is in the description. Well, it might not be in the description, but any other video.
I'll set it up.
Huh?
Of course it is. I'll set it up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, if I would have done it, it wouldn't have been. But the link is in the description for the Patreon. We've got exclusive shows on there. And all of these shows from now on will be available in podcast form. You'll be able to download the audio. So if you want to go along listening to it in your car or whatever, and you don't have to...
We'll be coming in their ears as well.
Yeah. The listener comes first.
Surely FM.
Yeah, so we're gonna. They're all available as downloads. There's going to be exclusive shows. So we've got, as I said, the Thames Ironworks Breakfast Club in the morning with a special guest. He was in here earlier. The special guest is Ben Glander from. He's got his own YouTube channel. He's come from the Thames Ironworks and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so a couple of patrons will be doing a competition. So sign up for it. It's worth it. You get discounts and all of that sort of stuff. Got a new T-shirt. Do you know what? I should pull that up. Really, the T-shirt design that we're going to get on the exclusive Patreon T-shirts, because I think it's a cracker. To be honest, we have tweeted it out before, but it's the pop vinyl one. You know, the pop vinyl.
I'm the same as you, Scott. I ain't seen it either, mate. We don't.
You have seen it. You have seen it. You have seen it. Believe me.
We're the last to find out.
Oh, I've got. I'll pull it up then. Hold on.
All I'm saying, when's Ogfather coming back? I need an updated shirt.
I think it's going to come back very, very soon.
Yeah,
very, very soon. Ogfather is one of the ones I've submitted as a design to come back. But it's the picture where Dan was saying he had to have a moustache on it.
Oh,
yeah, like the character.
The pop vinyl one, yeah,
I like that one. That's quality.
And I said when he sent me the picture of him, he put his own moustache on, and looked like Rolf Harris.
He looked like fucking what's his name? Just got out of prison.
Cyrus the Virus.
Gary Glitter in a Thailand prison.
Yeah. So like, go and sign up for the Patreon. T-shirts. We've still got T-shirts. They're 20% off at the moment.
Do a Diagana one. We could do Diagana.
Diagana, yeah.
We could have a picture of him driving up the motorway looking at the car.
Go and check out the T-shirts. They're all priced. There's 20% off of them as we speak at the moment. You get to the checkout and the 20% is taken off. Yeah. So go and check all that out. As I said, thank you very much. We'll be back tomorrow from 10 a.m. for the patrons, and we'll be back tomorrow for the watch along for everyone else. For our match day and first match day of another 38, I guess. It's been a pleasure, boys. Thank you very much.
Pleasure as usual, mate.
See you tomorrow.
Yes.
See you tomorrow. One thing left to say.
Come on, you guys.